Okay, guys, so we're back once again with the online, I was going to say printing course there, with a music production course. Okay, guys, so next stage, we've got our beat now, and we've laid it down. Now, the first thing I recommend that we do is convert this to audio, because Rex files, although they're great for timing stuff up, what we're about to do is known as editing. And the editing part of making music is so that the beat doesn't sound monotonous and it has more feeling. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to cut the beat up and we're going to mess around with the drum patterns and see where that takes us. So the first thing I would recommend that you do is you hold down the Alt key on your keyboard. I'm using a Mac. It might be different on a PC. Might be Control or whatever the case may be. And then you go to where it says Render in Place with current settings. You click on that, you let go, and what that does is, although it looks the same, there's a difference between the two, because this will bounce down, okay, I'm using another word here. This will bounce down your Rex file, which is kind of like a cut up sort of part, and I'll explain this in more advanced detail in an advanced video. But a Rex file is like, this is what you call a Rex file here. It's already chopped up, the beat's already chopped up, but the way the computer chops it up is not in a very good way to manipulate, right? So let's just keep the talk simple. And as you can see, when I zoom in, the bloody thing disappears and it comes back, and it's just a bit weird like that, yeah? So I wouldn't trust that for editing at all. So we bounce that out, and then we get rid of it and because we've already set the tempo up and everything. Play it back, it sounds exactly the same, look. See, now, so what I would want to do here now is I want to make maybe every fourth. On the top here, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the fourth bar, I want to make that sound a little bit different, yeah? So just to double check something here, guys. When you zoom in and zoom out, see this little tape measure. As you can see, when you move it along, it actually clips, and they call that snap. It snaps to the grid. Right, you can see it not making a clipping noise, but you can see it bumps when it moves along with the mouse. You can see the way that it's magnetically sticking on the tape measure as it goes along, right? So we move that along like that, yeah? And this here controls the magnetism, the snap, the grid, the gridlock, yeah? So if you don't want that grid and you want to do a real fine-tuned edit, you would use this, but more on that later. For now, let's just keep everything to the grid, because it's very, very important that we keep this to the grid, right? Reason being is because if that grid is just a little bit off there, and you play it, listen to what happens. Now, you probably can't notice that, but look. And you don't want songs that with beats like that, yeah, because it's just a mess. So to keep it tidy, we keep that grid on. Next, we're going to explain what happens here. So on this area here, you have the toolbar. This toolbar allows you to do various things, yeah? So if you look on the toolbar, if you right-click the mouse button, you'll see a pointer come up here. And the pointer that comes up is for selecting stuff, yeah, as you can see here. Now, for the sake of the basics, let's skip these two here. This next tool, if you like, these are all called tools, by the way. This next tool is for erasing. There you go. To unerase, to undo, you press your Control. Oh, got a subscriber, lovely. Shout out to Underground Circus. You press, there you go. As you can see, you press Control, or in my case, it's the CMD, the Apple key, and Z. Undo. I mean, most people know basic editing, right? If you can use a computer, you're good to go. But I'm just covering the basics now, right, for people. You zoom in, and if you notice here, these parts of the sound or this file here is called an audio file. That audio file now has little patterns in it. And if you look carefully on the patterns, you'll see here that they go up and down. These patterns going up and down are called, in a professional world, transients, right? Transients indicate like a meter. They indicate like how the sound itself is showing visually. So, for example, the foot drums there is Bosch. The hats are kind of slightly lower. Then, if you notice, the more coloured parts are like the foots and the snares. When you play the loop, you check it. So when you look carefully now, you see something different. You see the snares, right? And the snares are there. You can see them, right? Okay, fine. So we made that. We got past that there now, right? All right, got about another 3 minutes to go in this module. So now what we're going to do next is we are going to cut this by changing this section here. You don't want that to bar, because if you move that to bar, this will only move on bars. We want to change this to quantize and set your quantize here to 16ths. This is the measurement of quantize. More on quantizing later. And all we do is we just cut there, cut there. So we're going to cut on the let's make this more simple for you. So you're going to put that on the 4 bar, but see the 4 to 5 bar there, yeah? We're going to cut there, we're going to cut there, cut there, cut there, cut there. So now, when you isolate these bits by changing the tool, bring that out there, we've grabbed the snare, or the hat, sorry, of the beat, yeah? So let's go back to that. And now what we want to do now is we're kind of going to use the audio now. You know, this whole thing here is called the audio pattern. We're going to use that to edit the drums, right? To change them up. Look, watch. So now I'm just going to repeat that first part and bring these bits over. Let's so by doing that, I'm just going to highlight them like this by clicking with the left mouse button and then just dragging them out the way. And then this one, I'm going to click the left mouse button, press the Alt key, and then overlap, and look what I get. And then what I want to do from here is continue where that has repeated over by dropping these in and fitting nice and neat like a jigsaw puzzle. Look. Now, when we play that from the top, we've got what you call a variation. Yeah? Boom. Right, so we loop that over now. And then we just start working on the drums. This part here we're going to save for later. If we right click here, you look here, and if you right click here, you can see that this is a color tool. All right. More on the color tool later. There is and we'll get onto that into the next part of the chapter. All right. So to the next course. So now let's copy that over. Let's start our edit again. Highlight, hold down the Alt key and move along. And then we're going to do our second edit here. And we are going to repeat the snare. So we got a snare there. Yeah, we got boom. So that's a snare there. Copy that over. Get rid of that. So we're going to go. So we're going to go boom, ka boom, ka 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 ka. And then grab that there, put that there. Again, we're going to put this here. We're going to move that along there. And as you notice, I'm just moving it along 16th at a time. Or we could even do here. I kind of like that first one. And then when you finish with that, just tidy it up with the scissors. Chop it to the line. You could keep that for later on, but you're not... There's no harm in chucking it away because you've got lots of repeated loops over here anyway. So you could always you've got multiple copies. Play it back. Let's see how we do. Right, so now we've got a nice beat pattern that is not going to be monotonous, guys. And that brings us to the end of this next module. Please play the next video to see more. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.